Good evening, everyone. My name is Al, and welcome to my channel, Kindred Souls of Brooklyn. And I'm starting a new series called Bat Chat. And tonight's show is going to be on Harley Quinn, the most popular, famous, fictional character from Brooklyn. So stand by for a great video. Hope you enjoy it. So let's kick this off. Harley Quinn, a fabulous, fabulous character. You know, I'm a DC person. I love Marvel comics and I love all that, but I'm definitely more DC. Batman is my favorite character of all time. I love the Joker. He's an excellent villain. Harley's a wonderful villain as well. And she's, I think the difference between maybe Marvel and DC is you have a lot of these deep characters. I love the whole psychological issues with Batman. And Harley is the same thing. A little bit of history from Harley Quinn. She actually was born in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and she becomes a psychiatrist. And we all know that she famously meets the Joker at Arkham Asylum, because she's like an intern psychiatrist. And, you know, Joker kind of works on her, and she ends up falling in love with the Joker. And she becomes Joker's boyfriend. Or rather, I'm sorry, she becomes Joker's girlfriend. And we all know that there's a very large age difference between the Joker and Harley Quinn. I'm going to pretty much guesstimate that the Joker is probably around 45 or 50, typically. And Harley is, like I said, Harley is 27 years old right now, as of this video. But on September 11th, she's going to be 28 years old. Now, it's so funny, too, that I find it coincides with my son would have been 28 this year as well. And what I find so interesting is that growing up, of course, I was a T-ball coach, and I went on all the field trips. And I think it's awfully funny that technically, if, you know, this was a fictional world, Harley Quinn could have been my son's girlfriend. And what fun that would have been. Can you imagine? Actually, he did go out with one girl that was kind of like Harley Quinn-ish, and I won't say the name because I really love her very much, and she's a really good person. But it's kind of funny. But a little more about Harley Quinn now. So Harley Quinn has a lot of deep psychological issues as well. The reason why she became a psychiatrist was because she comes from a very broken family, and she went into psychiatry because of a way of trying to figure out herself and her family. And then she just ends up at Arkham Asylum. And then the rest is history, because she meets the Joker, and then they go off and she becomes his girlfriend. You know, currently in the DC universe, the Joker and Harley Quinn are actually separate. Of course, I think Margot Robbie, who I'll talk about next, I think Margot Robbie did a fabulous job in Suicide Squad as Harley Quinn. You know, she's the quintessential Harley Quinn, right down to the Brooklyn accent, which is really great because I don't have to worry about trying to put on Harley's voice, because she's actually more Brooklyn than I am. She has that kind of high-pitched, sing-songy Brooklyn. You know, the Brooklyn accent that she really does is probably a Brooklyn accent from about, I would say, the 60s or the 70s. It kind of was a throwback a little bit. Most of the people, depending on your age, of course, it's kind of more the way I speak Brooklynese is kind of more of the way if you went to Brooklyn, if you're not from Brooklyn. If you go to Brooklyn, kind of like the way I speak is pretty much the way you would probably hear most people speaking. And what's always funny about that is that when you write something down, sometimes people say, well, did you really write that or whatever? You know, we don't write like we speak. I mean, most of us can write really well. And it's just kind of a funny little caveat that comes with this Brooklyn accent. But Harley Quinn is a very deep character. And currently, she's not with the Joker. In the current state of affairs with DC Comics, she's actually broken up with the Joker, and she's on her own. And she's they made another movie called Birds of Prey, and Harley has her own circle of friends as well. Some of Harley's friends include Catwoman and Poison Ivy, and the relationship with Poison Ivy is very intricate and deep because in technical senses, and it's also been shown in a lot of the animated stuff, is that Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy actually have an affair. Even though it's considered Harley Quinn is actually straight, she's unpredictable, and she's a little crazy, a little unpredictable, and she can really do anything at any time. And so Harley is actually, you know, she has these friends, and I get the impression that Harley really isn't alternative lifestyle. And like as Seinfeld always said, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think it's more characteristic of Harley's personality just to be a wild card, just to do anything that just comes to mind. So I really don't think she's a true alternative lifestyle person, but it's more about, you know, just doing whatever hits her at that particular moment. You know, just like the tattoos that she wears, you know, you just kind of feel like everything is very spontaneous with her. Her makeup is kind of mixed up and messed up, and you just get the feeling that she's probably got this really short attention span. You know, maybe, you know, just does things at the spur of the moment, which we know what she does. Really has no plan. You know, it's kind of like the Joker, like Alfred said, and I love the character Alfred because my name is Alfred. Like the character Alfred said, you know, some guys just like to see the world burn. They really have no plan. And as Heath Ledger said as the Joker, you know, he's like a dog chasing a car. If he caught it, he wouldn't know what to do with it. So obviously, Harley Quinn is the same way. And like I say, Margot Robbie did a wonderful job as Harley Quinn. And I wasn't too crazy about the latest movie, Birds of Prey. I think the writing could have been a lot better. I think they could have done a lot of things in that movie that would have done her more justice. So I do hope that Harley Quinn does come back. I mean, she will be back in a movie one way or another, but I really hope that Margot Robbie reprises that role, and someone out there does some really good writing. Maybe with the new Batman coming up, everybody knows that there's going to be a new Batman, and it's the guy from Twilight, Robert Pattinson. And a lot of people aren't crazy about him being Batman, but I think just like, which is the case, usually when somebody new takes on the mantle, initially we're not too crazy about it, but I think the guy is going to do a really good job. And the trailer is available to view on YouTube, and it looks really good to me. It looks very like pared down. You know, in fact, his Batmobile is very, it's kind of something he put together on his own, it seems like. So I think it's going to be really, really a nice thing. Of course, Harley's name is Harleen Quinzel, and we all know she gets together with the Joker, and you know, the white makeup on her face, typically, she's not like the Joker, pale like that. She kind of puts that makeup on. So, you know, and obviously she's got a lot of signature sayings, and she's got the mallet, and she's got the special weapons that she has. A lot of people don't know. I mean, obviously she's like Batman in the sense that she's a superhero. She's kind of like an anti-hero, but much like Robin, she is a professional gymnast. And that's probably, I mean, if you've seen Suicide Squad, it's not too hard to imagine that she's a professional gymnast. And she's able to do all these special moves, jumping around, doing backflips, and she incorporates that in her defense and her attacks. And like I said, she carries around the hammer. She has that special gun that she carries around with her. So again, you get the idea that her weapons are very spontaneous. You know, unlike Batman, which everything is pretty much planned out, she's the ultimate wild card. And a lot of times she's pictured in the Harlequin outfit. She's also pictured as always wearing, like, usually the white makeup. And of course, like I said, with the thick Brooklyn accent. So a very, very good character for DC. And I really hope that they do more of it. I think it's definitely one of my favorite characters. And the fact that she's from Brooklyn just makes it all the better, because you know, us from Brooklyn, we have that reputation for being a little bit of a wild card and being a little wacky and nutty. Even though we're all wonderful and lovely, the world loves us. We hope the world loves us anyway. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned. I want to give you a special message about our foundation and how you can share this video. So folks, my channel, Kindred Souls of Brooklyn, it's monetized recently. I just got it monetized, and all of the proceeds from this channel will be going to suicide prevention, do go to suicide prevention. We have our official 501(c)(3) status that, you know, because of the COVID virus, things are a little slowed down, but all of our paperwork is in. We are expecting that official status within 3 weeks to 4 weeks. You could visit my website. I have a website up. Actually, it's not my website, it's my son's website. We're doing this all for my son, who we lost. I'm standing here on International Drive, and I think I could pretty much go over here. Stand by for a second. Okay, so sadly, the place where he took his life is right behind me. It's the Aventura Hotel, and very sadly, those people there have not corrected any of the problems that existed that led to that. We're not going to go into that whole situation, but another reason why I'm doing this video, and I wear this button, and this is very symbolic. This is something that he left me. Obviously he was depressed, and he really didn't reach out. So the whole purpose of our foundation is going to be suicide prevention, suicide awareness. My son was a magnificent He was a great lead guitarist. If you go onto my channel, you can see some of his videos. Or if you go to the www.wafflesfoundation.org, it's going to take you to our website. And on that website, you're going to see some of his videos. And that's going to be the website whereby we're going to be donating musical instruments to kids who want to play. We're trying to get suicide on either end, folks. We're trying to get it on the end that if you're in a situation where you need help, then you'll be able to receive help. And we're also trying to give kids focus. Kids who can't afford to play, or kids who want to play, give them an outlet, give them a place where they could, start learning how to play a guitar or any instrument. So with that in mind, if someone's out there wants to donate a guitar or any kind of musical instrument, you can contact me through the website or at wafflesfoundation@gmail.com. So folks, thank you for me. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Bat Chat. Going to be doing a lot more of them. Please give me some feedback. And again, folks, please be gentle because I'm not an expert at the comic book lore. And but when I do my videos with Lewis, who's also one of our directors on the foundation, he is a complete expert on comic books, on DC, on Marvel. So you're going to get a lot more of that with him. So stay tuned for further episodes. Please subscribe to the channel, folks. I really appreciate it. It's free to subscribe. Please drop me a comment. Big shout out to everyone in Brooklyn. And folks, if you're considering suicide, please talk to somebody. Call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. The world is more important with you in it than not in it. So take care of yourself, folks. See you again. I don't know about same bat time, same bat channel. It's definitely going to be the same channel, but bat time always varies because, I usually work grave shift, suicide, whatever. But take care of yourself, folks. I'll see you real soon. Take care now. Bye-bye. So just to look here at the largest McDonald's in the world, and I figure let me focus in on this because it's a Harley Quinn video. So I figure Harley might like this. Good old Ronald McDonald. We don't want to call good old Ronald McDonald Mr. J, but I don't know, maybe they're friends, who knows.